our gentle flow practice in a standing position. So if you want to just come to the top of your mat, we'll place our feet about hip distance apart, grounding all four corners of the feet into the earth as we roll our shoulders back and down. We'll rest our arms along our sides, soft bend to the knees, creating length within the body as we soften our gaze. Let that focus transition from the external world to the internal. Breathing as you rest and pause in your mountain pose. Taking this posture as an opportunity to check in. Let's take an inventory on body, breath, mind, and heart, acknowledging what we've brought with us to the mat. What do we need to take care of and offer more attention and ease to? What is the purpose for stepping onto your mat today? Is this a time for you to slow down, to breathe, to process, to explore? Whatever that intention is for you today, know that it is welcomed. And you are encouraged to take in all that you need. Let yourself do what you can, but please be willing to let go of the rest. Once that breath is steady and intentional, expanding belly as we breathe in and contracting as we breathe out. We'll stay connected to that breath and let the eyes slowly open and inhale, arms high. If it feels good, interlace the fingers with the exception of pointer and thumb. Gently stretching up through the sides of the body, micro bending into the elbows. Once again, lengthen with an inhale. Give a slight lean to the left as we exhale. No need to clench the jaw, ground into the feet, open up that heart center. Let's use an inhale and draw the body up to center, chest is open, and exhale, leaning to the right. Maintaining a nice slow, even breath cycle. With an inhale, let's come to center, gently pressing our hips forward, reach to the sky. Exhale, release the arms, let's swan dive, hinging from hips. As we come to a fold, arms can stay long or we can hold opposite elbows and let the body sway gently here in a ragdoll. Noticing any sensation through the back of the body. Let's come to center, releasing fingertips on or towards the mat. And if it feels good with that nice long spine, let's gently pedal out the legs. So taking it slightly deeper bend to one knee and then the other. Hips pressing to the wall behind, breath full. And then once we have the right knee bent, let's pause. Now ground that right hand directly under the right shoulder. Inhale, left hand to hip. gazing out to the left side. Crown of the head will stretch forward. Let's breathe. One more inhale. Bend that left knee as we exhale. Left hand comes to the mat under the shoulder. Straighten out that right leg without locking the knee. Inhale, right hand to hip. Exhale, soften the shoulders, settling in on this side. Certainly no expectation that it needs to feel the same. One more inhale, soft bend to knees as we exhale. Both hands to mat. Inhale, come halfway up, creating a nice flat back in monkey. Pausing here, shoulder blades drawing down along the spine. Let the toes unclench, actively feel those sit bones stretch to the wall behind. One more deep breath in, feel the belly expand. And now as we breathe out, let's bring our hands to the mat. We'll step our right foot back, lowering that knee down. Placing right hand under shoulder, left hand coming onto that thigh. If it feels best, just walk that left foot slightly towards the long edge. Let's move with our breath here. On the inhale, we press that left knee away from the body. And now exhale, draw the knee in, replant the foot. Flow at a pace that's nourishing to your body. That left hand is gently pressing into the thigh, nothing forced. Last time through, if that feels good. Replant the foot, walking it back to its starting position if we chose to move out. So we have our hands framing that foot now. Inhale, let's straighten out that left leg, toes up, gaze forward. Exhale, soft bend to elbows, let's hinge from the hips. Smooth out the muscles of the face, stay with the breath. Start to notice the sensations through the hamstring and behind the left knee. Looking forward, let's walk back into a nice low lunge. Soft shoulders. Inhale, lift the head and chest slightly. If we can, let's curl the back toes. Power up that leg by lifting the knee. Again, planting right hand under shoulder. Now inhale, left arm reaches high. Press through the back heel, chest is opening to that left knee hugging into the body. Acknowledge your strength and breathe. One more inhale, left hand to the mat as we exhale. When you're ready, we'll step back for our first downward dog. Taking time to pedal out the feet, slowly sway hips, steady the gaze to the knees as you rotate elbows to the midline. So it's yogi's choice if we hold here in this posture, or if it's honoring your practice, we'll take the time for a flow or vinyasa. So if I can guide you through. Inhale, come forward into a plank, toes or knees, glutes engaged, elbows in. Let's use an exhale to slowly lower body towards the mat. Inhale, we rise, taking cobra or up dog. And exhale, let's shift back, meeting in downward facing dog. Feel those hips draw up and behind, chest moving to thighs. We'll soften our knees, adjust our gaze forward, and it's yogi's choice if we walk, step, or jump to the top. We'll come to meet in a fold. At the top of the mat, reconnect to breath, and let's move with it. On an inhale, come halfway up. Create a flat back. Exhale, fully fold. Inhale, we're gonna rise. Let's lengthen, reaching overhead. If it feels good, palms together. Exhale, bend the knees. Let's lower to chair pose. Take a moment here. Draw the weight into the heels, open up the heart. Maybe reach the arms in front where thumbs point to the sky. Shoulders softening from the ears. Inviting hands back towards the body. Let's use an inhale to lengthen and reach high. And exhale, hinge from the hips, swan dive. Lead with the heart, hands coming to the mat. We're now stepping our left foot back. We're gonna lower that knee. Left hand under shoulder, right hand to that thigh. If we need to, we'll walk the foot towards the long edge, just creating more space. With our own breath, let's flow, pressing the knee away as we inhale, drawing it back in as we exhale, reconnect foot to the mat. Take the time to pause wherever it feels good or necessary. Last time through. Come back in. We'll return the foot to its starting position, hands framing. With an inhale, we'll shift the weight so the right leg is straight and those toes are up. Maintain the length of the spine as you exhale and hinge gently from the hips. Offering a gentle bend into elbows. Chest is folding over, crown of the head is still reaching to the wall in front. Let that tongue melt away from the roof of the mouth. We'll keep the throat open. Starting to lift up our gaze, we'll walk back to a nice low lunge. Hands resting shoulder distance apart. With an inhale, let's open the chest forward, lifting our gaze. Just a gentle sensation through that left hip flexor. Let's plant that left hand firmly under the left shoulder, curling our back toes. Lifting up the back knee, and if we can, inhale now, right arm high. Exhale, melt shoulders from ears. Draw that right knee to the center of the chest, sending energy through the left heel. One more inhale. Right hand to the mat as we exhale. When we're ready, we'll step back, downward facing dog, incorporating any movement that we need to within this posture. Soften the gaze, rotate the elbows, invite those hips to stretch up and back. We'll bring ourselves to stillness. One more nice deep breath in, magnetize the heels down. Exhale, bring knees to the mat. We'll meet in a tabletop position. So we have our hips over our knees, our shoulders over our wrists, with elbows gently rotating to the midline. Soften the gaze, bring awareness to the natural breath. And as we inhale here, let's bring belly towards the mat, lifting chin and chest forward now. Exhale, rounding spine towards the ceiling. Invite chin to chest. Flow within these postures at a pace that feels nourishing. Let's take the time to tend to each and every vertebrae of the spine as we wake up through flexion and extension. It's going to honor you in your practice, moving through one more round. We'll find our way back to that strong neutral position. Feel the belly button drawing slightly. We're just going to walk our hands slightly to the top of the mat. We're still shoulder distance apart. Inhale, let's come forward to a kneeling plank. Elbows in, glutes engaged. Take your time as you exhale, lowering body all the way to the mat. Now relax the glutes, roll the shoulders down. Inhale, lift chin and chest away slightly. Abdomen elevates, soft bend to the elbows. Take a moment to pause here at center, or if it feels good, incorporate a bit of a twist. Gazing out side to side, just a couple times each way, pressing into the tops of the feet. We'll come back to center. One more inhale, and now exhale. Let's together shift our hips towards our heels. Widen out our knees, big toes to touch. We're into child's pose. Take this posture as an opportunity to check in, to reconnect to the breath. If they aren't there already, let's bring our hands in front, shoulder distance apart with fingers spread wide. Knees will draw in. As we inhale, we're going to lift up our hips, curling our toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Any movement you need to make here, let's stay with that breath, honoring the body. We'll come to stillness, breathing with ease. On an inhale, lift that left foot away from the mat. And exhale, just bend the knee, flexing the foot. If it's available, we're going to draw gentle circles with the knee. Just a few times. Waking up the hip joint, seeing if we can go the opposite direction. Pause, straighten the leg as we inhale. Let's step that left foot through between our hands on the exhale. We're going to explore keeping that back knee off the mat. Hands can remain low, or if it feels good, walking hands to hips, or arms extend overhead, palms face. So we have a bend to that front knee, actively drawing hips to the earth, opening our hearts forward, using that strong core, that place within that is our stability, offering us balance. front knee stays bent. Let's lengthen gently on an inhale. Transition to warrior two on our exhale. Back toes to the long edge. Left arm reaching in front. Palms are down. Invite those shoulder blades to slide into the back pockets. Steady the gaze forward. Create ease to the jaw. And simply notice. Looking forward, we're going to turn that front palm up as we inhale. Left forearm to thigh as we exhale. Right arm high, or we can extend overhead, inviting that right shoulder to hug the ear. No need to clench the toes. Gently press into the outer edges of both feet. Guide shoulder blades together. Let's pause there and breathe. One more inhale. And now as we exhale, release both hands to the mat, frame the front foot. Back toes turn forward. We can shorten the stance slightly just to help us create some stability in the body. Our right hand is going to be our anchor. We can stay to the inside of the foot, or if we need to, we'll come to the outside. But let yourself check in and notice what's necessary for the body. From here, let's inhale together and lengthen the spine. Float that left arm up to the sky. And now as we exhale, we'll let the shoulders soften. Press down into that back heel, chest opening to the left side. No need to wander into thought. Simply notice the experience. We'll anchor with our breath. One more inhale. Exhale, both hands to the mat, frame the left foot. If we can, let's pick up the left toes. Straighten that front leg as we inhale. Hinge forward on our exhale. Bring ease to the jaw. Gently lift the gaze to the top of the mat. We'll replant the foot. Firmly ground both hands to the mat under the shoulders. Taking your time to step or slide back. Downward facing dog. Pedal the feet. Reconnect to breath. Taking that flow or vinyasa if it's part of your practice. So recall that's pairing movement to breath, where we shift forward to a plank, toes or knees as we inhale. Glutes engage. Exhale, elbows graze the body as we come to the mat. Inhale, rise, chin and chest away. Exhale, shift back, downward facing dog. Gazing gently to our knees. Drawing chest to thighs. And when we're ready, let's inhale, right foot away. Exhale, bend the right knee. Foot stays in a flexed position. Circling that knee around, gently massaging into the hip. Seeing if we can go the opposite direction. Take time to pause. Let's use an inhale to straighten that right leg. And now exhale, step the right foot through, come between the hands. Back knee is elevated, hands to a position that feels good to the mat, hips, or we extend over where thumbs point to the wall behind. Let's unclench the front toes, ground all four corners of the foot into the mat. You can think about pressing down into the back heel, soften the elbows, shoulder blades coming together. Feel those hips just naturally sink towards the earth. Come to experience the subtle movement the breath is creating through the belly and the chest. Front knee still bent. Let's lengthen with our inhale. Transition to warrior two on our exhale. So front heel is lining up to our back arch. We have our shoulders over hips. Settling the gaze just beyond that front middle finger. More deep, nourishing breaths. Receive on the inhale. Release as you exhale. Keep looking forward. And just watch that front palm flip up as we inhale. Right forearm to thigh as we exhale. Left arm can reach straight up. Or if it feels good, left arm reaches overhead. But let's be mindful to not collapse into the chest. Guide the shoulder blades together. Expand open to the left. Gently roll the weight to the outer edges of both feet. Strong and steady, taking up space in our extended side angle. One more inhale. As we exhale, we release our hands to the mat, frame the front foot. Turn the back toes forward, front leg fairly straight. No need to lock our knees. So now we're going to create our anchor with the left hand, either to the inside, or if it's needed for your practice, come to the outside. But just know that there's nothing that we need to force or prove. Nice long spine, crown of the head reaching forward on our inhale, right arm comes up to the sky. Exhale, soften the shoulders, press down into the back heel. No need to judge or analyze, simply notice that sensation to the outside of the right leg, the outer edge of the hip. Maybe there's an experience within the glutes. Come back to breath. See if you can expand, open on an inhale. Both hands to mat as we exhale. Frame the foot. If it feels good, lift up the front toes, front leg still straight. Lift the chest on an inhale, and now let's fold from the hips as we exhale. wander, come to breath. Gently lift the gaze and look forward. Let's replant the front foot. Hands rest down, shoulder distance apart. Taking our time as we step back, downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs, sway the feet. Create a bit of movement to the head to release the tension in the neck. We'll come to stillness, and we're just going to walk our feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Taking our time to walk hands towards the feet, so we're in a small straddle at the back of the mat. If it feels good with a micro bend to the knees, come to hold opposite elbows. Let the head fall heavy between the arms. Create a gentle sway side to side. If that feels appropriate in the lower back today. Coming to center, let's return to stillness. Hands coming to the mat. So with our peace fingers, so index and middle, we can wrap around our big toes. Always an option to take our hands to the backs of the ankles or to our calves. Let's maintain a micro bend into the knees, shoulders softening from ears. Lift that chest slightly with an inhale. And on the exhale, maintain the length and come to hinge forward from hips. Might notice more of a bend to the elbows. So we certainly have the option of holding here. Or if we desire for our practice to move into a yogi squat, release the hands and turn the toes out slightly on an angle. We'll bend our knees, draw our tailbone to the mat, chest is opening forward. Hands can come together at the heart center. Please take and do what feels good and necessary. Wherever we are, let's place hands back to the mat. If we're in that squat, we'll now straighten out the legs, turn the toes forward. We are going to keep our feet wide here. Lifting our gaze slightly, let's walk back out, downward facing dog. With feet a bit wider, hands shoulder distance apart. Let those heels draw to the mat. One more inhale. And as we exhale, bring knees to the mat, come towards the long edges. Turn your toes into touch, sink your hips to your heels. Child's pose. Any variation with the arms that feels good. We can be extended, maybe our palms flip up. Perhaps we want to wrap our arms around the sides. We can walk our palms together, bending our elbows, floating hands behind the head. Let's release our arms back in front if we aren't already there, palms down. And just use the inhale to walk hands towards the body. We're going to roll ourselves up gently, shifting feet to one side so we can come onto our sit bones. We'll plant our feet on the mat. Knees bent. Let's see if we can keep our hands free. So turn the palms up, open the chest, lift that heart to the sky. Actively squeeze inner thighs to the midline. One more inhale. And now as we exhale, let's come down one vertebrae at a time. Observe that temptation to rush, to move past the points of discomfort. Tuck chin to chest. As we arrive onto our backs, let's bring knees in. Take a moment to give ourselves a hug. Lower back is connected to the mat as we rock side to side. We'll find our way to stillness, releasing feet on the mat, hip distance apart, hands along our sides. Unclench the toes. Squeeze inner thighs together. Let's inhale to lift our hips up, tucking chin to chest. And if we can, we're keeping that right foot firmly connected to the mat. Let's inhale, left leg high, point the toes up. Exhale, cross left ankle over the right thigh, and we'll lower our bodies back to the mat. So with that left ankle over the right thigh, we'll pick up our right foot, reaching for the right leg. Thread the needle with feet flexed, pressing left knee away, inviting the right knee towards the chest. Lower back is on the mat. We're maintaining space between upper and lower teeth. One more inhale, releasing right foot to the mat on the exhale. As long as it's comfortable, cross left knee over right. Extend the left arm out to the side. And our right foot is going to walk just a little bit closer to the left side to start. Take that right hand and reach for the knees, using an exhale to invite both knees over to that right side. We want to pause in our spinal twist, breathing fully, adjusting the head if it's needed. Perhaps we want to gaze out to the left fingertips. Slow the breath. Create space between you and your mind. We'll bring our head to center if we aren't already there. Guide the body back to center, uncross the legs, plant feet hip distance apart, arms returning down long to either side. Connect lower back to the mat, chin to chest. We want to elongate the neck. And without clenching the toes, we're going to inhale and lift high once again. Bridge pose. Couple deep breaths, feeling that expansion and contraction of the breath cycle. And if we can, plant that left foot firmly. Inhale, right leg straight up. Point the toes. Exhale, cross right ankle over the left thigh. And then we're going to lower the body back down. From here, with that ankle crossed over the left thigh, we pick up our left foot. We reach for the left leg. Toes actively stretching to our shins. Lower back finds that connection to the earth. Soften the shoulders. Open up the throat. Breath is moving freely. Noticing what this posture is offering you. Be willing to modify the position. We want to let ourselves respond more than react here. Come to breath. We're just going to use an exhale to bring left foot to the mat, crossing right knee over left. Right arm now reaches out to the side. We're going to walk left foot towards the right edge. Left hand reaching for the knees. Let's take our inhale together and exhale. Knees come to the left. Both shoulder blades are still holding connection to our mat. Unfurrow the brow. Let the jaw unhinge. Just allow yourself to breathe and be here. A simultaneous experience of feeling the twist and observing what is here and happening. If you made any adjustment to the head, let's bring it back to center. Rest of the body will follow. Bring the knees up. Uncross the legs. Plant the feet down. Arms can rest along the sides, or if you feel comfortable, placing hands gently to the core of the body. Just let the knees windshield wiper a couple times side to side. Letting go of any stagnant energy that may have accumulated within the hips and lower back. Come back to center when we're ready. Lower back is resting on the mat. It's time for us to extend our bodies to the most comfortable position we can create. So maybe that's legs long. If you want to bring soles of the feet together. Place the hands along your sides. Or again, if it's comfortable, let one hand rest on the heart. The other hand placed softly on the belly. Inviting our gaze to soften. Our focus to transition. Breathing our way into Shavasana. Coming to experience the energy of stillness. Willingly stepping into a space of non-doing. This truly is the most important part of this practice. So please allow yourself this time of rest and renewal, being supported and companioned by your breath, feeling that natural rhythm offer ease to the body, space to the mind, and acceptance of the heart. Still closed, we'll begin to escort awareness back into the physical body, acknowledging the connection we have to the mat. Start to incorporate gentle movement through fingers and toes. You want to rotate wrists and ankles. Invite that head to drop, shoulder to shoulder. And then if it would feel good for the body today, let's extend the legs long, point the toes, arms reach overhead, just like we did at the beginning in our standing position. Gently interlace the fingers, let's drop through the sides, shoulders resting away from the ears. One more inhale. And knees will come towards the chest on our exhale. Let's give ourselves a squeeze, a hug of acknowledgement as we rock gently side to side. And then in our own time, we'll roll over to a side that is most comfortable, guiding ourselves up into a seated position. Keep the eyes closed if we can. Placing our hands either in the lap or palms together at the heart center. A posture of gratitude. So feeling our sit bones connect to the surface beneath, allowing an inhale to lengthen us and an exhale to soften us. And if it feels appropriate for you to do so today, please take a moment to quietly be inward, expressing gratitude and appreciation to the abilities of your body, to the endless companionship and support of your breath, for your own courage and dedication for making this time to be on your mat. appreciate you taking this time to share your practice. Please know that the light and love in me truly honors the light and love in you. Namaste.